to the U to the E, man. Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at? Had a nigga in the truck where the wood at. All the niggas acting up where the wolves at.
What's up, internet? Welcome back to another collection video. This time, probably my second biggest collection title for title. Well, considering it's like 3 systems combined. Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. Let's begin this fucking marathon. First up, we have a Game Boy Advance SP that was modified by my friend Ted. It's a mixture of a Japanese pink Game Boy Advance SP 001 with the Nintendo version, the original Nintendo version. So you got this on this side, a pink screen, this here, and then a pink back. It's really interesting, probably one of a kind in the entire world, one of my most prized handhelds. And also from Ted, I got this in a trade. This is the Famicom Color Game Boy Advance SP. Never used, really. It's been taken out to show it off, like at trade events, but I've never booted it up. I don't think Ted ever really used it as his main system. Let's get into my Game Boy games. And my Game Boy and Game Boy Color games are all kind of mixed together. I keep them in this Pokemon trading card binder, and I use these, I believe they're coin sleeves, to keep all my games in a displayable format and an easier way for me to keep track of them since I have so many. And these aren't in alphabetical order just because that would be a pain in the ass to switch these all around. They're kind of jammed in there the way it is. First up for the Game Boy, we have Street Racer, Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages, and Oracle of Seasons. The originals, Pokemon Blue and Red, and the special Pikachu edition, Pokemon Yellow. Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Crystal was actually the only one I never had as a kid. I had the other 5. Kirby's Dream Land and Kirby's Dream Land 2. Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. Mr. Driller. Donkey Kong Land, Donkey Kong Land 2. Yoshi's Cookie. Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, Wario Land 3, Metroid 2, Mega Man 2, Final Fantasy Legend 3. I had this way back in the day. This is one of my original games, as is Shadowgate Classic, Mario Tennis, Pokemon Trading Card Game, Golf, Tennis, Cool Spot, Godzilla, Kirby Tilt and Tumble, Chess Master, Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3, Wave Race. This was another one of the games that I had as a kid. Really enjoyed it, liked the top-down view. Tetris Attack, T2 Judgment Day, Spider-Man 3, Mickey Mouse Magic Wands, weird title, Mario Golf, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Battletoads, which is actually... I think this might actually be better than the NES game. Mrs. Pac-Man, Rugrats, the movie in Paris, garbage. Ren and Stimpy Space Cadet Adventures, Powerpuff Girls, Bad Mojo Jojo, Harvest Moon, Game Boy Color, and this was actually one of those games that really disappointed me as a kid. We had, for some reason, I don't really understand it to this day, hyped ourselves up for the Super Nintendo release of Harvest Moon, and it was never available in our area. Like, it was never at any of the game stores, it was never at Blockbuster. I don't even think Blockbuster near us had a copy of it. And I eventually saw that they came out with the game on Game Boy Color, and I convinced my mom to buy it, and I fucking hated it. And I've never played another Harvest Moon game since. Space Invaders, Animaniacs, Kirby's Block Ball, Ninja Boy, Cosmo Tank, Kirby Star Stacker, Bomberman GB, The Amazing Spider-Man, and Wild Snake. On the Game Boy Advance, of course, you have the trilogy, Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire, Mario Golf Advance Tour, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. This is actually kind of a hidden gem in my opinion. It kind of plays like Diablo. Donkey Kong Country 3, Earthworm Jim, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Snood, Klonoa 2, Dream Champ Tournament, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. This is another game that really disappointed me. But honestly, with how infatuated I was with the original Final Fantasy Tactics, unless they had ported that to Game Boy Advance, there was really no way that I would have been satisfied. Tactics Ogre, Knight of the Lotus. I, however, enjoyed the hell out of this. Go figure. Shining Soul 2, Yu Yu Hakusho, Spirit Detective, Shining Force, Resurrection of the Dark Dragon, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, Final Fantasy 1 and 2 Dawn of Souls, Classic Series, Super Mario Bros., and Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario I used to play during my breaks at work constantly. Super Mario Advance, which was Mario Brothers 2. Super Mario Advance 3, which was Yoshi's Island. Mega Man Battle Network Blue Moon 4. Advance Wars, which was actually my first game on the system. I didn't really get into it, to be honest. Final Fantasy IV Advance, Fire Emblem, The Sacred Stones, Sword of Mana. This game I actually received for Christmas one year, and I really couldn't get into it. And honestly, at the time, it reminded me of, what game was it? I think it was Final Fantasy Legend on the Game Boy, and I didn't, at that time, realize they were basically the same series. Go figure. Namco Museum, Lufia, The Ruins of Lore. Some of these subtitles are really hard to read. Street Fighter Alpha 3, Mario Pinball Land, Bomberman Tournament, Dragon Ball Z Taiketsu, Sonic Advance, Guilty Gear X Advance Edition, Game & Watch Gallery 4, Power Rangers, Dino Thunder, Worms World Party, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, Monster Rancher Advance. I actually should probably try this out. I really like the original Monster Rancher game. Super Bust-A-Move, Spyro 2, Season of Flame, Sonic Advance 3. Sonic Advance games didn't really get any better after the first one. The first one nailed it. Donkey Kong, Doom, Golden Sun, The Lost Age, Phalanx, Super Monkey Ball Jr., Dragon Ball Z, Legacy of Goku 1 and 2, and Fortress. God damn, that's a lot of games. But there's more. Onto the boxed collection. Balloon Kid. Got this as one of my favorite flea market deals. Donkey Kong, absolutely great game. Double Dragon. Dr. Mario, also part of that really good flea market deal. Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. Kirby's Pinball Land. Pac-Man. And Penguin Wars, also part of that really cool flea market deal. I should really link to what video that was. I think it was just called Boxed Game Boy Games or something. Disney's Pocahontas. Super Mario Land. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan. Also, my Japanese import, complete in box Pokemon Yellow, or Pocket Monster Yellow, Special Pikachu Edition, or whatever it was called in Japan. This I actually got from one of my subscribers, Steven. Really great, never gonna let go of this. This is awesome. On to my Game Boy Advance collection that is boxed. I just realized I actually don't have any Game Boy Color games that are boxed and complete. Anyways, Bomberman from the NES Classic Series, Castlevania Circle of the Moon, Final Fantasy V Advance, Fire Emblem, Golden Sun, NES Classic Series Legend of Zelda, and also Zelda 2 Adventures of Link. This one needs a box upgrade. It's kind of crushed. I got this at a comic convention type thing that they had in a nearby town. Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Four Swords Adventures. Box is really kind of beat up, but in these box protectors, which I highly recommend, it's not that bad. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Is this a double? I don't remember. I think I might have had that loose too. Lunar Legend. Mario Kart Super Circuit. Namco Museum 50th Anniversary. Pokemon Pinball. Absolutely wonderful. Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire, that is. Huge advancement over the original, in my opinion. And of course, you also have Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. I don't know if it has that little wireless adapter thing, either of them. Super Mario Advance 2, Super Mario World, which is really the stupidest way to title these things. And Super Mario Advance 4, Mario Brothers 3, Tales of Fantasia, and finally, for my English collection at least, Tetris Worlds. Now for my import collection on the Game Boy Advance, I don't actually remember the full title of these. I've had this one forever. This is based on the manga Negima Magistar something. Basically a little boy who teaches a class of girls magic or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a long time. I'm fucking old. I don't know. I don't understand this anime shit anymore, to be honest. And then, of course, Suikoden Card Adventure Battle. I don't know. I don't speak Japanese, but I needed this for a complete Suikoden collection. So that's going to do it. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I really do believe, finally, we're on to my NES collection, which will probably be an even longer video than this. So if you've made it to this point in the video, please hit that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Comment below with which of these games are awesome and which ones I should be playing, because a handheld I'm most likely to play, let's be honest. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, keep it real, Internet.